Hello, my name is Jarosław Greser and I'm a legal researcher at Mickiewicz University, Poznań, Poland. And I'm mainly interested in regulation of new medical technologies from the legal point of view. And today I would like to share with you some thoughts on challenges or problems that we have in regulation of medical AI processing mental health data. And I would like to talk about three non-trivial things that is connected with this issue. First one is synthetic data. The other one is medical device as the source of bias. And the third one is processing of mental health data in mobile apps. And before I start the little disclaimer, this is a general overview, and I'd rather here to show you the problems that I discovered during my research and with the discussion with the other scholars, not to give answers. It's just things that are mostly overlooked in the legal discourse, and I still think that they are important and they need to be addressed in some way. The first thing that we are aware of, that AI is growing technology, and we have plenty of issues which are connected with it. For example, problem of bias. But of course, this technology is widely implemented. It's getting better and it's getting cheaper, and this is very promising solution for medicine. But from the legal point of view, we right now have thousands of regulatory issues connecting with it. But the point is, it's still a premature technology. And looking at this chart, which was made by Gartner, even if the artificial intelligence as a concept is been developed since 50s, we are still at the beginning of this AI revolution, and we soon challenge some new problems which comes from, for example, quantum AI, which might be really breakthrough not only for medical devices, but for probably for our lives. But for now, for the time being, we need to face legal challenges that it comes from this technology that we have. And even if it's premature, it's still very useful, and it is implemented in various places. What is synthetic data? This term refers to data algorithmically generate approximating original data. So we take original data, we transfer it to something new, which statistically have the same features as the original data. But in theory, there are no connection between these two data sets. So if we have some privacy issues, for example, which is very important in mental health data. In synthetic data, you cannot recognize the person, and that's why the synthetic data are very promising in training of AI algorithms, especially the one which need to be trained with mental health data. The usage of synthetic data is growing. It is estimated that it will be 2/3 of all data which will be used till 2030. But the point is that if synthetic data are not personal data, which is like in theory, it should be like that. So it is not protected, but personal data protection law. So in terms of European Union, the GDPR does not cover synthetic data. But in practice, the researchers pointed out that the level of privacy depends on the way that the synthetic data were created. So in some cases, or even in many cases, it is possible to identify individuals from the databases on the basis of which the synthetic data were created. And in that manner, the synthetic data are not non-personal data, they are personal data. So they should be covered by the, for example, by the GDPR. And I would like to refer you to this article which described this problem and described this issue. And it might be really interesting in the terms of mental health data. I met AI scholars which said that it is great we have synthetic data and we can train algorithms. And when I raised this issue that the privacy might be a problem, they were really surprised. So even in AI programmers community, this issue is not widely known, and among lawyers as well. So this is two things we need to take into consideration. The other source of the problem is medical IoT, the wearable technology, or IoT in general, any device which is connected with internet, and it is very widely used in healthcare. And as well, it is used for collecting mental health data, or data that can show your mental health, like your habits, or the condition of your sleep, or level of your blood pressure, or sugar, or things like this. This is one of the idea of medical IoT which is implemented. It's KTG, and it should monitor the fetus, and you can use it at home. It's very cheap. It's widely available, and you don't have to go to the doctor or to the hospital to use it, and you can use it 24 hours. So it's great for patient, and it's as well it's great for healthcare because these things can be done at home. The point is that medical IoT, and I'm gonna talk here only about medical devices, which is because we have also medical IoT which collect mental health data which are not medical devices, and this is source of plenty of different problems. But I would like to focus just on the medical devices, and this is highly regulated area in all over the world, and especially in European Union, but as well in the United States. And the primary objective is patient safety. So the point is we regulate the medical devices market to be sure that those medical devices are safe for patients. And what does it mean, patient safety? The device must meet safety and performance requirements, which are stated by law, but they are verified not by the producer, but in principle, not in every case, but like to simplify it, it is verified by independent bodies in so-called certification scheme. And artificial intelligence can be also a medical device, so it can go through the certification scheme, and it can obtain a status of medical device. And it doesn't matter if it acted independently or it is embedded in device. Like the example of this KTG, it can send data to the data center, and it is independent from the device, or it can be actually it can work locally on the device, and either choose the producer will take. It can be also a medical device. The point is that IoT, medical or IoT in general, but in this case medical IoT, are a primary source of data on which AI make decisions. So they collect data, they send it to artificial intelligence, and based on this data, the artificial intelligence gives some answers. For example, the proposal of treatment, or some warning, or like it depends on the aim of the device. And where is the problem? except issues that are already discovered, like cybersecurity of medical Internet of Things. The non-trivial problem is that we assume that the data provided by the device is correct, because this device should be designed in a way that is safe, and someone independent from the producer check it and verify that and state this device is safe and patients can use it. But in practice, the device may be designed in a way that collects data against certain social groups in a biased way. Of course, no one claims that it is by purpose. It is a serious issue, and I can refer you to the recently published article. It was published in May this year, which described this issue on the example of pulse oximetry. The authors proved that those pulse oximetry can be designed in a way that it is biased against some social group, in this case based on race. So we have at least two problems here, and the one is regulatory issue. So that certification systems prepares to face AI challenge, and this is one of the challenge. So we got informations from IoT, and based on it we train artificial intelligence. But how can we be sure if that information are correct? And of course, the civil and criminal law problems. Who is liable for the wrong decisions of the algorithms in such cases? But this is their open questions, and we might probably discuss 10 days or even longer on. And I'm not sure if we find the answer, but I'm just leave it here. And third thing is processing of mental health data in mobile apps. We all know that mobile apps are highly successful. I can call it this way. So many people use mobile mental health applications, and when we're looking for the source of the success of these applications, it's like people need it actually, and especially after COVID-19, when in general society mental health condition it's worse than it used to be. People start to looking for help, and they find it easily in mental health application, and it's easy to install something on your mobile than to go to or meet with the professional. There is also issue of affordability, because it's very often cheaper, or mostly cheaper to use application, because very often it's for free. Of course, you pay with your data. It's like nothing. It's free in internet, but for a regular user, it's free. And when you seek for professional help, you may pay for it, or you pay with money, or you pay with your time, because even it's for free, you need to apply and you need to go, or you need to have an appointment. The last issue, which is still important in some cases, is social stigma. So in some cases and in some societies, people with mental health problems might not be considered as normal part of society, and when you use your app, you do it privately, and probably no one knows. And we have thousands of legal issues. Just I would like to underline few of them, but there are known issues, and lawyers and teachers discuss about them. It's like term of use, informed consent. If it is informed consent, when you the license and you say yes and I agree, but if anyone read it, and if we can say it is informed consent to process mental health data, sharing data for commercial and non-commercial purposes, my access to those data, or anyone access to those data, and reuse, because those data very often might be reused for different purposes, not that we put it into the application. But recently the new problem emerged. And the discussion is starting on this, and it actually some scholars underline that something like this might happen, but we have different problems like this informed consent, and we didn't discuss much about it. And this problem is that the data might be collected and may be used for political purposes. Because now we have an example after Roe versus Wade case in United States. There are issues that period tracker apps that collect plenty of data about sexual health of women, and they were buying or they were stolen by people who would like to choose, who would like to use them against those women, because those data can show if the woman has an abortion. And it's huge problem for those companies. They have those data, and they of course they don't want to share it. But we may probably face same problem with applications mental health data. We can imagine that the thousands of different scenarios that some environmental will change, or some political issue will arise against someone. This is something which we cannot forget. That's all. As I said, it was an overview, and I'm open to discussion. Thank you very much. I hope it was clear, and it's treated as an invitation to discussion. And feel free to contact me. This is my email address. So thank you, and see you in the future.